Yeah, I'm waiting for the clapping sound. It's coming. I know, isn't that weird that we never feel like we can actually clap ourselves? What's up with that? Or when we do, we clap and don't make any noise. Welcome to another week of Get Going on Google+. We are going to have some fun. At least, I think it's going to be fun this week. Because I absolutely love the Auto Awesome feature. I spend huge amounts of time personally just trying to break it, trying to see what it will produce, what it won't produce, when it won't produce it, why it won't produce it, and have a lot of fun with it. But before we get into the how, which is what most of this show is going to be about, I want to get into the why. I'm going to throw it out first to the panel. Why on earth would you want to spend any time trying to make Auto Awesome animated GIFs? And we can have a whole argument about GIF later if you want. But why do you guys think that, why do you want to learn it? If you don't know it, why do you think I spend so much time doing it? Why would you do it?
Well, sorry. I'll tell you, I've been trying to figure out Auto Awesome since I've been on Google Plus because it makes the pictures move. They're just more interesting than a flat picture. They bring more engagement. They're just fun. Wayne?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a child of the Mardi Gras from Louisiana, so I'm used to being flashed. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, well, we've got you blue boxed, Wayne. Wayne is this week taking the role of a noogler, even though he's a very experienced HOA producer. But he and I were in a hangout, and he said, "I don't know how to do these Auto Awesomes," and then he actually got it to work. But tell us a little bit about you, Wayne. What do you do? Who are you?
Okay, well, I'm a nurse by trade that pays the bills. I'm married to my wife, Dawn Nix, who really pays the bills. And we have a show called Lookin for Good Cookin. And basically that is a show that we're trying to promote the products, people, and the places of Louisiana. And what we're really trying to do is get people back in the kitchen and to not only show the love of our food and our culture, but to show how cooking doesn't have to be by the book. It's just kind of a guideline. So what I do is try to basically create love in a pot, right? And be able to share that knowledge and share experiences with people. And I love Google Plus for that because it's making me realize more and more how similar our foods are. It's really just changing the ingredients. Is that enough?
Yeah, and he does an amazing job. As an HOA producer, I totally geek out. Hang on just a second. I need to mute myself to yell at my child.
Okay.
How often do you get to do that? In live TV. Hold on, I'm gonna go yell at my kid.
Dennis had a timeout so he can put his child in timeout.
Well, here's the problem. She's in there playing Disney music super loud, and the last thing I need to happen is for it to get picked up by my mic and have my show shut down because my daughter's listening to Disney music. So, yeah, that's what I was, yeah, anyway.
All right.
All right. So,
are you going to
Delilah,
teach us how to do the Auto Awesomes from a camera or from a phone or a computer? Or... Cool.
All of the above.
Okay.
So, Delilah, have you clearly like Auto Awesomes. Have you been able to actually get them to work?
No, I don't even know where to start. And I've tried. I've tried it with my computer. I've tried it with my phone. I don't know where I'm going wrong, if there's something that I need to download to get it to start. But I really want to have some. So. Okay.
Well, let's get started at square one. Because there is something that has to be done to make this happen from square one. I'm going to screen share here. All right, there we go. Everybody's comments. Now, I'm going to open another tab of Google Plus here.
That's your car? Wow.
Okay, so the you come into Photos right here, okay, from your drop-down menu on the left-hand side, and you have to, for your computer to work, you've got to download an app. Now, the only way I've been able to find the link for downloading this app is to come in and try and upload an image from your computer. Okay, so you go, okay, I want to upload that picture. Now, as soon as you do that, this comes up right here. Install auto backup for easier uploading. Okay, in order for Auto Awesome to work, auto backup has to be in place. Okay, and so if you want to create an Auto Awesome from your computer, then you want to get, now that's not completely true, but trying to make, if you don't have auto backup on, it's really difficult to make an Auto Awesome work. So you install this app. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to go through installing it, but you download that app, you install that app, and then that allows you to do this. Let's see, settings, I think, is right here. Nope. Okay. Then settings is going to be right here. Right. Where the heck is settings again? Here you go.
Go all the way to the left side.
Yeah, I got it. It's left-hand side, drop down, and then you need to come in here to your settings, and you've got to go to Photos and Videos right here, okay? So you can turn on or off your geolocation information. I choose to turn it off for privacy reasons. Allow viewers to download my photos and videos. Sure, what the heck. Find my face. I prefer doing that. It allows other people to be able to tag me easier. Some people don't like to be tagged. I like to be tagged. So that's, you know, up to you. Now, one thing you want to make sure is that you want to upload your photos not at full size. Because if you upload them at full size, then it's going to use your storage space, and you're going to have to pay for that. If you upload them at normal size, they give you the storage for those photos for free. And the normal size they upload these at is 2048 by up to 2048. So, I mean, it could be a square image that big. That's a huge image. So I don't see any point in uploading, you know, 12 megapixel pictures to my Google Plus. And then you want to turn on Auto Enhance right here. I put it to high because when they auto enhance, they make a second copy of it. So, you know, you've got the normal one, so let them go crazy with their auto enhance. Sometimes it creates some cool pictures. And then you've got to turn on this right here, Auto Awesome. Create Auto Awesome images, movies, stories from your and then you can pick who is going to see your photos that you're tagged in. So that's the photo section right there. Everything else, we're not really getting into the rest of your settings. That's your photo settings right there, okay? Now, that is from your computer. But most of us don't take pictures on our computers these days, and a lot of us don't even actually upload our pictures to our computers anymore. We're doing it all with our phone, right? So I created a tool to allow me to show you how to do this from your phone, just special for this show. And you can, I'll make you one of these fancy tools for $150 if you want to buy one. It is the brand new Gombach glass.
Oh, God. Can you do a close-up, Dennis? Thank you. Now, wait a minute. We really need a picture of this. So let me get ready. Okay. You need to move around so we can do an auto awesome. A little bit closer. Smile. You're again, Gary. Okay.
All right. Now,
and what's the name of that again?
If you are going to make an auto awesome, it has to have 5 pictures or more. Okay, so that's why, if you notice, she took 5 pictures of me so that it would actually create an animated GIF, whatever. Okay, so here's the thing. This actually works. Are you guys ready for this?
Oh, yeah. What is it doing? People are listening.
Yep. I don't hear you, dude.
Yeah, Dennis, we can't hear you.
Yeah. Turn on my phone here, and there you go. Got my phone. Okay. So what you're going to do is you got to go into your Google Plus. You're in the camera. You're being broadcast to the world, Rachel.
I don't see anything.
You can't see my... Can you guys see that?
I can
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're going to come in here and you're going to go to your settings. And right here at the top, you've got auto backup. Okay. You're going to go to your auto backup, and then you're going to set your photo size, very similar to the settings that are on your computer. Again, you want to use standard size. And
Are you in your camera settings or in something else?
no, I am in my Google Plus settings. We're in Google Plus right here. This is the Google Plus app. If it doesn't look familiar to you, this is the newest, latest update, and some people still haven't received it. Okay, so... but yeah, and then right here you've got your drop down, and you're going to go to settings right there. Okay, once you're in your settings for your Google Plus, you're going to go to your auto backup setting. Okay, and you're going to put this on standard size. Now, FYI, if you just had the update of your phone app, it automatically changed this back to full size. So it comes in automatically like this. So you want to change that back to standard size like that. Okay? Then you can set when you want your backup from your phone to happen. I've got this only if there is a Wi-Fi connection to save on my data plan. But sometimes if I'm working on a project out in the field, I'll switch this to over Wi-Fi or mobile in order to just get the video backed up. Now, when you've clicked on over Wi-Fi or mobile, then you have the option of backing up videos on either or. But if you've already selected only Wi-Fi on your photos, your videos automatically will be set to only Wi-Fi. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so backup local folders. You can have it do all sorts of different things, or it'll just do your photos. I prefer to have it download from everything. Roaming, You can have it that, do when it's roaming or not roaming while charging, and then back up all, which would be like if you've never had it turned on, then you'll click back up all and it'll back up everything right there. There, Kevin, is that better? That's really uncomfortable because like the camera is way over on the right and then I can't see the screen, but that's okay. So there we go. That's how you get it set up. Now, let me switch back.
You're gonna take off the glasses? I think you should wear those all the time, dude. Just do all the shows from those. Those are great.
For the day. Does not want to cooperate, does it?
It's the beta version, right?
Oh gosh.
That's gonna replace the little PVC man that he has on the skateboard. You just wear the gumball glasses.
Okay.
You get so creative, it cracks me up.
Yeah, you can have your own pair. $150 including shipping. You can have your own pair of gumball glass. Don't know why you'd want them, but okay, here you go. Okay, so that gives you the basics of just how you get them up there. Do we have, what do we got from the, let's see, looking through the comments, do we have anything that, I do want to bring one up from Cheryl, right here. When he says huge amounts of time, this is the one time that Dennis Deuce is not exaggerating. Yeah, that's actually true too, unfortunately. Are you guys seeing anything from the comments that you want to bring up?
Not yet. If anybody has any questions, please stick them in there. I actually have one. When you do the install on your phone, when you do your 5 pictures, does it automatically turn them into an Auto Awesome, or does it ask you, do you want these to be made in Auto Awesome, or how does that work once you start taking pictures with it?
Okay, so anytime it notices a series of photos that have certain criteria, and I've been trying to figure out that algorithm for months now. I think I've got it pretty much figured out, but you've got to have some consistencies within the picture for it to create an Auto Awesome. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't always do it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it creates really weird things in your Auto Awesome. Sometimes it does, like, it skips. Let me actually, here, I'm going to show you guys an Auto Awesome that didn't work out, and then I had to fix it. Screen share here.
Because I was trying to do an Auto Awesome with the stages of a roux that I made a few days ago. I couldn't get it to work.
Yeah. So there's lots of reasons it won't work, but watch this Auto Awesome right here. This is my son climbing up, and obviously he doesn't bounce around like that, okay? I mean, my son is an amazing climber, but yeah, he can't quite do that. The other thing is he went up one side and down the other on this thing, and yet it only decided to take it to the middle, and I wanted it to go the whole way. Now, the reason that this particular Auto Awesome didn't work out is because I took it when I was away from my home, okay? Now, as you can see, I was up in Ogden. When I got home, I was then on my Wi-Fi, and it started to back up the photos, and it backed them up out of order. Okay? And it happens to me quite often. So the solution to that is, when that happens, if I really want an Auto Awesome to work well, I use an editing app called, what is that one called? And I particularly use this one because of the way it saves the Aviary. Aviary does some weird things that most people don't like in the world of photo editing, but they're very helpful in this world, in the world of Auto Awesomes. It takes away all of the base data, okay, or limits the base data, and it creates a new image on your phone in a brand new folder, okay? So that allows the picture to be, here we go, to be a new set. So what I do when I'm creating these is I edit these one picture at a time through the series, just making some small change, which causes them to resave, and then puts them in order, because it takes a minute or two to save each one, so they definitely get uploaded in order because I'm taking some time between them. So here's what happened after I did that kind of editing. I edited every other photo, so it's a little faster moving than it was before, and it goes all the way up, across, and it comes down. Now, one of the interesting things is he ends up falling off of the image on the left-hand side as we're going through this. In order to make the image stable, Google is going to shrink the size of the image, okay? So the original photo was larger than this, and they cut out the sides right here in order to keep this thing stable, and it'll always pick one item to try and stabilize around the picture, okay? And sometimes that makes Auto Awesomes that are, well, less than awesome. Let me show you one that is rather nauseating.
See, I would like totally high-tech redneck that thing. If my pictures were out of order, I would like print them off and put them in order and use it like a flip book while I was videoing it. Just sounds a whole lot simpler.
Okay, so this one here, I take these pictures and I walk around this thing. Okay, now this thing is not made out of rubber, okay, but I don't even know. I think it chose the skateboard. I'm not sure what it chose to center on, but it gets really kind of woozy. I had another one, which was a few weeks ago, a ladder that I had posted from Ryan Miner's shop. Let me see if I can find this one. I'm not sure where it is. But man, that ladder was just nauseating because it picked the wrong thing, and so the ladder just like freaked out. So there's a couple of things. You can't, like, this one worked out right here, okay, right here. But a lot of times, if you're moving and the image itself is moving too quickly or too much, Google will not incorporate. So if the base image is moving too much, they won't incorporate it. This one I'm walking really slowly and I'm not moving very much, so it worked. Now, one of the things that's interesting, watch this last section, the building here stretches. Those kinds of weird things happen with Auto Awesome all the time. It's just part of playing around with. You see how that stretches? It's like, whoa, trippy.
Hey, we've got a question here that I would like to address if anybody knows the answer to it. Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Share. Okay, where did it go? It's from Sean. If you create a G Plus post with an Auto Awesome GIF embedded in it, will it then share this post to Facebook? Will the embedded GIF in the G Plus post still function as a GIF on Facebook, or will it revert to being a still image?
It is going to become a still image. Even if you save that image to your computer, so you can download these automated GIFs and save them as, Auto Awesomes on your hard drive, and you can post them to WordPress and they'll still work as animated GIFs. But if you post them to Facebook, Facebook at this point in time is not working with animated GIFs. So it is going to become a still image on Facebook.
Gotcha. Sandra, did you have a question up, or was it?
It was the same one you brought up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was an interesting question because I didn't have a clue.
Now, do you recommend people use these automated GIFs for something they're trying to do? I'm specifically thinking like Wayne Meter has his big gig coming up in Alabama. He could probably do some things with some plants or the aquaponics things that he wants to do.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. You can use them to tell a story. So I'm going to pull one up here, and I want everybody to tell me what they see in this. And you couldn't have seen this picture this same way if it was a photo. It wouldn't have told the story that it's telling, at least that it's telling to me. So,
do you know if there's a limit on how many pictures you can take?
what is that? What does that make you guys think of?
I don't know. I can't see anything. Unless you're talking about the Get Going on Google Plus logo.
Nope, the animated GIF. You guys can't see it?
No,
Yeah,
I can't. I don't know why.
it's on there now. It looks like the floor is moving and it's turning into water or liquid.
Or it looks like the floor is flooded with water.
It's actually not a floor, it's a fountain.
Oh.
Hmm.
I took this picture purposely to, at some point in time, write about the effects of ripples on Google+. I mean, that's what that is. It's ripples moving out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, because the drop of water hits it.
Mm-hmm. And then it ripples out. So, you can use them to tell stories that are, sometimes interesting.
Okay, so you didn't drown your kid in that water and that was bubbling up. I just want to clarify.
Yeah, no, I thought about it
Okay.
because he got me in a lot of trouble.
Right.
In fact, here, let me show this other picture. Man, this kid. He purposely threw his balloon up into this part of the sculpture right here so that he'd have to climb the sculpture. Well, that meant he had to walk through the puddle and then climb this big metal sculpture to grab that thing. While he's climbing the thing, the building security guard comes out. I'm like,
My kid just wouldn't have a balloon anymore. That's what you get for throwing it in the sculpture. Hate it for you.
yeah, I probably should have done that. Yeah. So,
Dennis, can I ask you to do something? Since
bet.
a lot of people absolutely know nothing about Auto Awesome, and can you just give, like, the first step is to set up your settings so
Yes.
that the Auto Awesome will work once you take the photos. The next step then, obviously, is to take the photos. Let's talk about phone camera or tablet, because that's where a lot of people will be doing it.
Okay.
So they'd have to take the photos. How many do they have to take? Again, let's tell them.
They need to take a minimum of 5 in a row.
And how quickly in a row do you mean?
It doesn't have to be quickly in a row. And I can, if you want, I can use the Gombach glass and show people. But I use a number of different tools to try and create some of my auto awesomes. Sometimes I will use on my phone. I have a burst feature where if I just tap the screen and hold my finger down on the screen, it'll just keep taking pictures over and over and over again until I take my finger off. Okay, so I will create. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, so for those that are not as proficient as Dennis is in taking them, they can take 5 or more in a row. They don't have to be necessarily in the burst fashion. They could be a little bit beyond that. And then he's back. We can ask him, okay, Dennis, we have the simpleton like me and Delilah that are in the beginning. Well, I'm just using this because we don't want to offend anybody, but if you're new, you're really simple. You're not understanding. So when you start talking about burst, it can be confusing. So let's just say you're just using your camera. You're not using any special features.
Okay.
Okay, and you're taking 5 or more photos in a row. What is the longest, or does it make any difference? As long as it's the same person, it's the same setting? Could it? Okay. And you could take as many in that section as you wanted to. And then they are automatically going to be backed up into your photos depending on what setting you have in your photo settings in Google Plus on your app, correct?
He's switching over.
He really is a geek. I love it.
So the first thing you have to do is make sure you have the app on your phone.
Right, right. and it needs to be the Google Plus app that is, you know, the Google Plus, because there are other apps that say Google Plus, but they're not the Google Plus app.
Okay.
So we want to make sure it's authentically Google Plus, their logo. Okay, Dennis, are you back?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, they've taken the 5+ photos and they have backed up to their photo.
Yeah.
And then how long does it take for Google Plus to auto-awesome these photos?
Oh, a couple of minutes. Yeah, a minute and a half, something like that. It depends on how many photos that you've got that you're backing up, right? And the longer the section of photos that you are putting in the display, the more time it's going to take to create the animated GIF. And sometimes one section of photos will create a number of different animated GIFs. So you kind of never know really what you're going to get for sure.
So it's like getting a surprise package and you open it and you say, wow, this is what happened. It's not something you can plan to put together necessarily.
No, here, let me actually, I'm going to screen share again, and these are all the same photo shoot. This photo right here, this photo, actually these 3 down here and these 2, those are all the same 24-hour period of time photo shoot. And Google created for me 5 different versions of what transpired using different segments of the picture to create that Auto Awesome. This was done with a time-lapse camera, and those pictures were taken every 6 minutes. So long as the image stays reasonably constant, the amount of time between pictures is totally irrelevant. It's just that the pictures are obviously the same. You know, basically about 60% of the picture has to remain the same. If more than that is moving, then it will not turn into an animated GIF.
Okay. Nazim Beltran has a question. He says, can I combine an animated GIF done in Photoshop with Auto Awesome?
I don't believe you can. I'm not a Photoshop guy myself, so I don't know for certain, but I don't think that you can do that.
Okay. We've got another question here from Kevin Burns. Be sure to clarify any differences between normal digital camera versus a cell phone, if any, in regards to taking or uploading pics to PC. What can be some differences there?
Well, a normal digital camera, unless you've got some special camera that's actually got a Wi-Fi device installed within it, a normal digital camera is going to be backed up to your hard drive. So in order for that to work, you got to make sure that you've got your auto backup from your hard drive set up. Aside from that, there's not really any difference between the two. I do animated GIFs with my Motorola Mini. I do animated GIFs with my Chromebook. I do animated GIFs with my Nexus tablet. I do animated GIFs with 2 different regular digital cameras, a pretty simple point and shoot, and a really nice Canon DSLR. And I've done it with all of them for various reasons. So
you have a Batman belt, don't you?
I have a what?
A Batman tool belt.
I do,
I can
yeah.
just see that.
That I carry cameras around on. And you can buy one of those too. And by the way, Nazim, yes, I will ship overseas, though you will have to pay for the shipping if you really want a pair of Gombach glass shipped to you. Though I would recommend you first go see a psychologist if you're actually wanting to order them.
I agree with Nazim. He likes the Auto Awesome event photo that you had posted.
Yes.
For the event. That was pretty awesome.
So that was kind of fun. How I made that was within the Google Draw feature on Google Docs, and so I would make the image, and then I kept swapping out the photos. I changed the size of the 3 of us so that we kind of expanded and contracted, and changed the opacity of the G+ so that it drew attention to that. And I would save, each time I made a change, I would save that. And I did it 6 different times, and so it just cycles through and cycles through. I was hoping to actually make that the banner, but unfortunately, if I were to make it the banner, I would have to have saved it at original size, instead of saving it in the smaller feature, because it ended up being only 920 pixels wide by 2 something, which is too small for a banner. And I went, you know, I'm not going to go through this again. So I just put it in the event instead of making it the banner. But I figured out the problem, and next time around, you may start seeing from time to time animated banners from me. And now you know how I do them.
Any other questions?
I think we've discussed some of the technical sides of how to do the auto. Are you feeling better about it, Delilah?
Yeah, I was actually going back looking for the banner that he made. I was wanting to see it. Oh, what is he talking about? Oh, I found it.
Here, I can screen share it for you. I got it right here.
So I'm wondering, can you do that on your profile page? For instance, take Sandra's
Oh,
80
absolutely.
and have her ABCs, flash.
Absolutely. You both your profile and your cover image can be animated GIFs. Now, I had my profile picture professionally taken, and it was really too much to get the photographer to understand why I wanted 5 slightly different photos, so I gave up. But I always switch out my cover images. About every week or two, I'll swap out some animated GIF that I really like, that I've created, and I'll put that as my cover image. A lot of people are like, but your cover images don't really tell who you are, and I'm like, they tell what I love. They tell a piece of me. Maybe it's not a bunch of words in a sales pitch, but you certainly know when you're looking at my profile that you're going to get some animated GIFs in the feed. If you don't like that, don't follow me.
So, Dennis, if somebody wanted to make some of these animations from the photos that they have on their computer, but they don't want everything on their computer backed up to Google, you want to give them a suggestion?
Yeah, that's not that difficult. If you want to do that, just take the pictures that you think are going to turn into an animated GIF and share them to yourself. Just upload them, and you don't have to upload them and share them publicly. You can just share them back to yourself, and then Google will take over from there and create an animated GIF for that set of pictures. If it's capable, of course, they're not always going to work out. But that's how you would do that if you don't want auto backup. I don't understand why you wouldn't want auto backup.
Well, some people, I mean, they may have things. Some people are still not totally confident that everything that goes to the cloud is going to be private.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, there's pictures that
you
I will
don't
take on my phone of my grandson and whatnot, and I don't want that going to Google. And does it when it does that? Does it automatically post them, or
No?
you...
They're just sitting in the background. You can see them, and only you can see them. You're not even able to set a setting to allow others to see them automatically. It's not even a possibility to do. They are private.
Okay, so I get auto backup. I take personal pictures, things that I just don't want over the net. It'll auto backup, but it's not gonna just automatically post all over Google.
Nobody would follow me if that's what happened, because I take about 400 pictures a day, every day, trying to create animated GIFs. Okay. If I was posting 400 pictures a day, 80% of them not working out and being bad pictures, I think people would pretty much uncircle me.
Yeah, I would.
I'd uncircle me if somebody was doing that. Wait, I'd uncircle me if I was doing that.
Okay. So where do we go from there?
Okay, I think the question that was asked earlier in the show was, why do I want to do them? What marketing value?
Yeah. Here's a question from Wayne Nix. Can we post gifts to our business page, which would go along with what Sandra is saying? Where's the marketing value?
Man, that Wayne Nix guy, he is just a smart dude, isn't he?
It's Sandra's question.
Okay. I think the marketing value is only limited by your imagination and how you want to tie this into your brand. There's a guy that here on Google Plus, I can't remember his name, but he loves Auto Awesome about as much as I do, and he sells like exotic metals, and he does all sorts of interesting animated GIFs. They're obviously posed, a tripod, and like there's one that I always remember where he had a whole bunch of bars. They were out in the warehouse, and there was this stack of bars of some kind of exotic metal. And he would pull one of the bars, out a little bit, and so they were coming out and in and out and in, like all different ones. There must have been about 80 pictures to make that thing work. But, it was a great picture. So, a series of animated GIFs, you could take some pictures while you're cooking and have, some animated images of you cooking. Doing animated GIFs of, pictures of yourself while you're doing the, a hangout on air with your lower third up is a good thing. Sometimes I'll do animated GIFs of my entire setup so people can see how I've got something set up, and of course they animate because I do it in the middle of a hangout on air, and so somebody is talking, and you'll often see me during hangouts on air with my phone like this.
So let me ask another question. Like for Jerk's Bike Shop, that introduction that you have, that's not an animated GIF, but it's kind of the same principle that you're doing stop motion pictures and then splicing them together. That's pretty much what Google's doing for us, right?
Yes, and there's a couple of reasons. First of all, we wanted that one that you're talking about to be a YouTube video. So we specifically took those pictures, and all I did is put a camera on a tripod, and Kirk, adjusted things, and I took each picture. He'd step out, and it's really funny. If you notice in the upper left-hand corner, you can see Kirk's foot 2 or 3 times during that video because he didn't back up enough. And you can see his shadow a whole bunch showing up because he didn't back up enough. But yeah, we just snapped. There were 140 pictures in that, and it created an animated GIF, which was really a cool animated GIF. But we were specifically looking for a YouTube video for that one. So I then had to put it through another app in order to make it into a stop animation video, and then dropped the audio over the top of it. But yeah, there's lots of different things that you can do from a branding standpoint. It just depends. What is it that is your brand? I mean, Delilah could certainly do one for her Thursday night show of her
raising
toasting
a glass. That's
toasting
exactly
the audience.
why I wanted
right?
to know this. Yes.
Yeah. And
It would be
for the
going up
Saturday-
and down, constantly being refilled.
No,
There
it
you
would be
go.
going straight to my mouth.
Well, okay. Back and forth, back and forth.
you could actually do a really funny one where you'd have to pose it, but you could be posing holding the glass like this, right? But like just have the amount of liquid go down, then all the way to the top again, go down all the way to the top, and you're just sitting here the whole time. There'd be some slight movement in you, but the liquid is just, that'd be a funny as heck animated GIF, right?
That would be great.
Yeah, and you could actually, if you didn't have somebody to pose that photo, it could be done through a Google Hangout and have somebody else taking those pictures remotely, which is another cool thing. Another one that would be cool is to have the people that are on your Saturday morning show that are selling product, showing off their product, and then utilizing those to maybe continue to sell more of that product. I don't know, maybe you want to give them, you know, the
Send them
option to sell
photos so
during
they
the
can-
week off an animated GIF or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
To do different things like that.
So it could actually be a way to repurpose content you already have, just like this show. You could have different banners for the same exact show, and it would get people's attention, right?
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do. The bottom line is, it right there, Wayne nailed it. It gets people's attention, right? And it is not the only reason that this guy with only 1,200 followers has 1.6 million views, but it's a big part of why I have so much engagement, because it gets attention. So
I like the hashtag you gave Wayne, or Wayne has there. Nixed it up. I just noticed that. Sorry, but that's really cool.
yeah, that's a great hashtag. Nix it up. I love that one. No, I didn't. All I did is took the ing off of it. He proposed nixing it up, and I shortened it.
Yeah.
Sandra, where do you think you might be able to use this? Can you see any application for it besides being funny?
No, I can see a lot of things. You know, you can take some of your HOAs and take clips from them and use them as still shots. You know, while it's running, use your
Screen
capture and then upload them to your phone if you don't want to put them off of your computer, and then have them upload and turn them into just like that. So then you could turn your HOA into a short thing. Let's say you wanted to have people go watch it. If you have the right image there, and it's not the banner, it's actually something that was happening, like Dennis and his crazy glasses, that could be something that you would post as the image and then put the link in the body of the post, as opposed to having just the HOA image with a thumbnail. You could have the animated GIF and then send them there like that, because it would be like, well, I think you might want to go watch Dennis and these. And after they get there and they find out, okay, it's more than just Dennis and his new Google Glass.
No, Gombach glass.
Gumball
Okay,
glass.
excuse me, Gumbach glass that ships worldwide.
Yes, we do ship worldwide.
Right. I mean, there certainly are a lot of applications for after your HOA to use them as an attention grabber, for sure. And then, you know, for your brand, definitely there's different ways that you can do that. I mean, it's just, I see it as anything with marketing and branding. It's called creative and using your head to where you find something that you think might grab somebody's attention in a positive way and create an emotion. Because when you're talking about branding, if we can't create an emotion, we've lost it, because we have got to get to that emotional. You know, I'm going to get a little technical here in that there's the new brain and the old brain. The new brain is the thing that's going on right now. We're listening, we're talking, everything, but the emotional brain is the one that buys and utilizes whatever it is that you want me to do. So in order to get to the old brain, I have to get to the emotional side. I think that these definitely are a way to get to the emotional side for marketing.
So Dennis, could you make me a digital business card with an animated GIF? Huh? That might be cool, right?
Certainly, yeah. That could be absolutely doable.
So.
Okay, we got a great question here from Nazim. Hi, Nazim. What is the perfect number of pictures to convert to Auto Awesome? 5, 10, 15?
You know, it has to be more than 5. That is for certain. I have, the most I've ever done was 250 that actually worked out. Honestly, I've never tried to do more than 250, whether getting it to work out or not. But yeah, you can.
So any more than 5 and you're good.
Yep.
What is the average time length of an Auto Awesome picture when it's done?
I have no idea.
I mean, the more pictures you have, does it make it longer?
I don't think it makes it very much longer. Do you, Dennis?
No. No.
I think it picks out a segment and keeps it at a certain length.
No, they'll get longer and longer. I mean, this one here, the entire story here. Let me screen share this one. This entire story. This is every 6 minutes for a 24-hour period of time. And this is a long story. It didn't use all of the pictures on this, but you know that. But then if you look at the other versions of that, you know, this is a lot quicker.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily just flash the pictures quicker to keep them within a 10-second segment.
The pictures are always flashed at the same speed.
Okay.
Yeah. Trying to look up one because I actually have done a couple, Sandra, just like you were talking about repurposing HOAs.
Mm-hmm.
That if I can find them, I want to show them off. They're pretty cool.
Sandra had
here's
a
one.
picture on hers the other day where a guy was taking money off of the computer, making it real. I
love that one.
I don't know if that was animated GIF or not, but it was pretty awesome. It looked like an illusion type thing.
Yeah.
I think it was an automated. It was funny.
Okay, so here's one that I repurposed an HOA with. On Lightning Pond, we actually rode one of his four-wheelers around the parking lot.
Dennis, does I mean, since we're talking about it as far as, you know, the photos, does there have to be movement photo to photo for a person to be able, for Google to turn it into an auto awesome? Because if there's not enough differentiation between photos, it probably will not use it, correct?
Correct. If there's not enough differentiation, it's not going to work. And if there's too much, it's not going to work either. You know, one thing that I've been wanting to do, and I've tried and tried and tried, and it's never worked out, is an animated GIF of me walking, holding my camera, you know, straight down towards my feet, and have my feet show up, you know, in a moving. And I've finally figured out how I could make it work, but I'd have to fake how slow I was walking, because the change is too drastic with, you know, something, there's this constant, but then there's something on the left side, and then something on the right side, and then something on the left side, and it's too much. So it's not picking it up. So I'd have to actually walk like really, really slow in order to make it work out so that the transitions were smaller. And it probably would only move, so it'd probably create two. One would be for the right foot and one for the left foot. It probably would never allow the feet to come in and out unless I could keep my feet always in the shot. Then I could make it work.
I did one over the weekend where my grandson was, you know, fooling around on the sidewalk, but then he also, I just kept taking pictures, but then he also jumped, and it looked like he jumped 10 feet in the air, and he's 5 years old, and it actually turned it into an auto awesome where he was moving around on the ground, but then it caught the shot where he went up, and it looked like this huge amount of difference, but it went ahead and turned it into an auto awesome.
I can see sports people starting to use this, you know, just in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine an auto awesome of, you know, like Michael Jordan, you know, dunking from the end of the key? I mean, that'd be. I'm not a sports guy, but that would be cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I really will.
Well, I think the biggest thing about auto awesome is not trying to figure it out in the beginning. Just start taking pictures and seeing what is the best way to work. It's like with anything when it's new to you. If you try to do it the right way, you're not going to do very much. And if you just start taking pictures and seeing what Google turns into auto awesome, it starts resonating. This is maybe a little bit how I can deviate from it, like Dennis has done. I mean, he's got that creative mind, and he never gives up. And I think that's how we all have to approach it, is just take the darn pictures.
Well,
Start drinking, Delilah, and have somebody take those pictures.
yeah, I gotta download the software first. That's where you gotta start. Download the software. Didn't know about that. Got it now.
But you have don't you have Google on your phone and your tablet?
Yeah, but I didn't know there was that.
Well, it's just in there in your
backup.
Well,
thing
it's
that
right
you had
there
to
in
hit.
it's right there in your photo settings on your Google
He's
app.
talking about on our computer itself.
Oh, on the computer. Okay.
Yeah. Well, either one. I didn't know I had to click that little line to get Auto Awesome to work and all that stuff. Didn't have a clue. So
Yeah,
I'm not nitpicky.
it's not as auto as you'd think, but it's more awesome. So it makes up for the fact that it's really not that auto.
All right.
So, Wayne, how are you going to use it?
I have several ideas. Of course, I like the banner idea. I want to try and go back and do the stages of a roux that I did, because you have like a white roux, blonde roux, dark, and then this dark chocolate to show progress within cooking. But there's also some other things that I'm wanting to do, like Dennis and you said, it's all about getting people's attention. And like I have chickens in the backyard and that type of stuff, and it Auto Awesome one of those the other day too, one of my chickens. So I just think it's a great way that we'll be able to do all kinds of things. I have plants in the yard, like you can take pictures of them growing, just like I'm growing in business. You can link things together like that. So there's a lot of potential for this, and like I said, when I was thinking maybe like a business card, maybe even emails. I don't know if they can tie into emails. What can we do to keep people's attention in this ad-laden world? It's really why I think Google's platform is a great thing. And if we can tie these over into Facebook and things like that somehow in the future, it's just going to be another added value and an added function, which is going to help push people to to this platform once more.
Totally agree. I mean, it is the age of image, video, and so this is just a part of it.
Okay, Kevin's got two comments I want to touch on. One is a question: where do we go to download an Auto Awesome? You do that right from. Let me screen share again. So if you're wanting to download this Auto Awesome right here of, yeah, it's got a kilt on. Okay, but if you're wanting to download this one, you do it from here where it says More. Why will that not? That's weird. Oh, this is Rhonda's picture, not mine. Okay, so that's why that.
Now, Sandra, you do coaching as well, right?
Correct, I do.
But maybe not so much. I guess what I'm thinking on the lines of health coaching is when people start a program. It'd be awesome to see that picture go from whatever size they
yeah.
and then shrink down, and then 6 months later blow back up. No, just kidding.
Because after you go off the plan, in 6 months it's back up.
Right.
Yeah, no, actually, you're right on that. You could take some pictures of somebody in different stages that you have done over a period of time, and then upload them all together, and see if it will turn into an Auto Awesome for sure. I mean, and that would be something to fool around with before you're trying to actually have it, because in your case, and what you're talking about, that takes a period of time.
Right.
So you don't want to get to the end of the time and find out it doesn't work. So you would fool with something beforehand, to make sure that it does pick up something like that. But that's a great idea for sure. Yeah. I mean, there's so many fun applications that you could use it for.
Mm-hmm.
It's just taking the time to do it. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing on social media with anything, is finding time to do all of it, because so many people are doing everything themselves.
Right. I understand that.
So it's like, where do we start sometimes? I mean, you get into video editing, and how much time do you want to put into that?
That's fun. I was talking
and that can be a lot of time.
It can. And not everybody is able to do everything. I think the one thing that I could say about Auto Awesome that maybe keep in the back of your mind, which I think is a really cool thing, you do not have to be a professional photographer to make this work well and to use it, where in other things the preciseness of an image is usually better. But in this, you're just, I mean, it's going so fast nobody knows if it's really blurry anyway, because it makes it blurry sometimes.
Yes.
Now, Dennis, I do have a question that I forgot to ask earlier. Several weeks ago when I first, well, I don't know, several weeks ago, but I saw an animated Auto Awesome picture, but she had an overlay on it somehow. And I wish I would have saved it at that time, but is she taking those pictures and then just putting that same exact overlay on every picture, you think?
That would be my guess,
Okay.
but I don't know for sure. I've done stuff like that.
Right.
Really quick, we do need to run. We're at the end, but I wanted to answer this question. You download them. They have to be your own pictures, okay? And then you go to More, and you go Download, and boom, it's going to download it. That's it. All right, so. All right, why am I not? Oh, I know why I'm not. Hold on, comment tracker is taking control of my computer. What the heck? There we go. I'm back. Just in time to say goodbye.
Bye. You want us to clap on the way out?
Yeah, 'cause I don't have that app up, so let's clap on the way out. We will be back next week. We're going to be talking about either Auto Awesome video or Auto Awesome stories. Haven't decided which, but the next 2 weeks are going to continue on this same theme. So this is a 3-part Auto Awesome series on Get Going. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Wayne, for being part of our panel and mixing it up a bit.
Cool. Thank you for letting me be here.
We'll see you guys all next week. Thanks.
Ciao.